9, 10, Hello everybody, today my dad and my brother and me will talk
What do you... Hi, my name is Valentin and today we continue talking about FPV and drones. Today I'm gonna share with you with the stuff that I use, the type of drones, type of equipment for my FPV cinematography, for racing, just a bit of background. I have started with the drones in 2012, 2013, somewhere there. Tried to get those Chinese small drones attaching a big bulky GoPro with the crazy fisheye lens and see if it's gonna be able to bring it up, which is never did. And then when it came Phantom first drone, it was something superb for me. I was the one first in the list waiting for the drone to come. It was similar to, it was this one. This is the Phantom 2. At those days, 2014 and 2014, 2015, this is one of the best drones, I would say, with the crazy gimbal, very complicated, but at the same time, we were able to pull out very nice images with the battery compartment, with the propellers, and at those days there was no any sensors. It was just like a sort of a blind one, and yes, with simple remote control. This was the beginning, I would say, over 7 years ago with me to start. And the main reason is I love photography. As you know, if you've been seeing my profile, my videos and photographs on my website, you could see that I just love photography. And there was a moment when I said, look, I wish if I could get some images from the top, some images from the elevation, from altitude, to see a different perspective, and which is there are different perspectives. So the drones was important for me to start with at those days, and to see what else, how beautiful the world can be from the altitude, you know. And I love it till today. I'm with photography, with the drones, with the imagery, with the multimedia. So I don't know, like I keep saying, you know, keep a footprint. I have started with those ones, very small. This is the one, and this is the another one. Okay, so this is the one. It's a better FPV Meteor 65. It's then 20,000 kV motors. Really nice. It has the HD recorder. You put the memory card in, and it records HD video. Not that great with a lot of, you know, bit rate, but it does. It's definitely better when this sort of analog. However, when it comes to flight performance with this drone, this is the Acro B65 from Newbie Drone, and this one from Better FPV. So these are the beginning for me. It was about what, with the FPV, I think 2017, 2018, it came to my, you know, my field. I've previously run with those big drones, you know, going with the Matrice 200, Matrice 300, Matrice 600. So I would need something else. I need more flexibility on the drones, and FPV was the best thing to start with. Although I think the beginning of FPV started somewhere 2012, 2013, somewhere there. Anyway, so with these two drones, when I purchased them, I purchased as well its remote control from Better FPV, right? And because it's run on the analog, you know, FreeSky, I was able to control both of these drones. You just select the profile you require, and that's it. With the goggles, I have selected at those days, 2016, 2017, yeah. This is Fat Shark Dominator. It's a V3 version. It came without module, so I have purchased this module separately. And I'm gonna keep linking the description where all this stuff came from, so you guys can see. I don't have any affiliate links. I don't have any agreement with all the suppliers and, you know, the companies who made it. It's just would like to share with you. Okay, maybe today you decided to go with FPV because now it's very trendy, on trend, and people wants to fly with different perspective. This just came without module, and I have to purchase the module. It's URUAV RX5808, 5.8 gigahertz, and it's a diversity FPV receiver. It provides you with the better signal, better, definitely quality in your goggles. So, and it has onboard DVR with the fan. So this probably, I would say, maybe outdated as of today, to 2022, but still can be usable, and it's good things to start. Although you don't have to start with the FPV as analog, you can go directly to digital, which is, we're going to talk about it. But I think FPV is the beginning of this industry. So analog is, I don't know, it's like, you need to go through it and see the difference. If not, just go with the digital vision. So with these ones, what I had, I as well purchased for these two from Beta FPV. I bought Discharger. It's basically for 1S battery, Lipo batteries, and with for my newbie drone, it's, what is that? Here we go. It is another one. This is another charger, which is basically, these are the 1S batteries coming along with. You can purchase more if you would like to, and I do recommend, when you're going to do the purchase, just get another 5 at least. So, and it comes with a charger, different type of chargers, and this is the fractal engineering charger. It's really good with the fuse, and it never failed me. So really recommend those. And again, all this is going to be in description, so you guys can search and do some check up on further on this. Another one, this is just a sort of like a tree branch. It can be charged from directly from your probably mobile charger, the adapter, and it's like this. So with the beginning, it was very important, and I never regret that I started with analog, because you really need to feel how it was there those days, nearly 10 years ago and now. So let's move further. Okay, now we will talk about a digital FPV, and I really love it. And the reason why, with the digital perspective, you have something, I would say, probably better, it's the image, so the quality. So you don't have those, the TV lines with old TV can be seen on the analog goggles. So this is the DJI version 2 FPV goggles. Definitely you do need remote controller. So this is where, again, DJI. There are many on the market, and again, many people might say, look, I have a different, maybe, Tango 2, or maybe some other FPV remote controller goggles. It's up to you. So this is purely subjective, how you want to start or where you want to begin with. Go for it. It's just a try, and create something beautiful if possible. Okay, so when it comes to digital, you got a FPV goggles, you got a controller, and I got this is one of my favorite. I know you probably say, this is too small, give us the 5-inch, but wait, this is the good beginning. This comes with 3-cell battery, it's Alpha A75, very small Cinewhoop. They said it's just a whoop, but if you put some camera on top of it, which is similar to Insta360 Go 2, you will have beautiful footage. And this fellow, I'll show you without adapter. These fellows basically will present you with a beautiful cinematography. You probably might say again, hey, it's a sensor very small, it does not give a nice, view, but to me, it's awesome. If you can look at my submitted, previously videos, you can see what this small thing can do. And with the Insta360 Go 2, if combined together, amazing. So with this, we're going to talk about the cameras. I'm not going to say it now, but yes. So with the Alpha 75, I purchased this additional batteries, which is you do have to have, and make sure you purchase it from trusted source. We're going to talk about this. So what I had the charger. This is the charger. This is Hotta. I think it's one of the best charger today on the market. It's a bit expensive, but again, subjective for who, for some. But I love it. Never fail. Charge really, you know, without any troubles. With the balance cord, and yeah, I just recommend. Just go through the specs on the website, which is going to be there below in a link, and see it. Simply recommend. If you cannot afford this, try to get at least something that has been, you know, with a good rating. That is important, and definitely from authorized dealer. Okay, we'll talk about the chargers, but what else I purchased with this Cinewhoop? I got my TPU link. This is the 3D print for my Insta360 Go. This goes above it, on top of it. So, and when it records, the below camera shows presented in the goggles, and the video, and on top it's recording on 360 Go too. So it comes together, and this is awesome. All right, so let me talk about a little bit of specs of the drone. This is the 40mm 1.6-inch ducted propellers, strong enough to carry Insta360 Go 2 with the Xing motors 1103 8000 kVs, and the camera is really good. I don't have any troubles. This is the Polar Nano, and yeah, I do recommend. If you're there at the beginning stage where you want to start it, go for it. Yeah. Really highly suggested. Okay, now next, what we have next, this is the Alpha A75 HD Whoop. Okay, let's go with something better, so, and stronger. And we talk about Rotor Riot. This is the Rotor Riot Cinewhoop ducted 3-inch drone, and I think this is one of the best for my cinematography, where you know, just to put the GoPro in on top of it, you know, and you fly. There in a channel you can see that there's many videos. We use this drone for you know, go through the vehicle window or chase the kit, just do fly in neighborhood. So I strongly recommend, just see them somewhere there, you know, and I think you're gonna like it. So this drone is exceptional, very easy to control, and it's safe to fly around the people. I think mostly when the GoPro footage is adequate and sufficient for the director, any company who does the commercial shoot, I think this is one of the best. So many commercial companies, they use this drone to show the offices, buildings, restaurants, I don't know, vehicle salons, and actually it's even the bowlings. So definitely, if you're there, like myself, on the fields where you need to capture something beautiful, I think this is the drone you have to have. Yeah, this is equipped with F7 55p stock. It's running on 4S. It's based on the Shin Drone Squirt. Yeah, with the Rotor Riot on their website, they give you more description about the specs and the history where this design and assembly sort of, you know, came from. It's equipped with air unit DJI. You know, it's below 400 gram. So this is not like this 5-inch drone from iFlight, but we're not going to talk about this one now. So would I recommend? Yes, you have to have this in your, you know, in your garage, on your shelf, for capturing nicely beautiful things where you fly near to people, around people. So great for commercials. Definitely recommend for flying inside of the properties. And as I mentioned, this is F7 stock here, you know, 55p, and it's 1507 31,000 kV motors, which is enough to give you to provide you with the speed, torque, and maneuverability. So definitely recommend 3-inch drone from Rotor Riot, Cinewhoop, ducted, go for it. So what we have next is this one. It's the iFlight 5-inch drone. This is the Titan XL HD with digital FPV air unit. It's equipped with GPS and it's a 6S drone with stacks of F7, Xing motors. You know, it's a bind and fly option, and it's with, as I mentioned, pre-installed with GPS, and it's with Albatros antennas, 5.8 gigahertz with LHCP polarity. So now, I've used this drone a lot, especially when I need to race and chase the vehicles or any object that goes really fast. This drone can go, I think, over 80 kilometers an hour. It's very reliable, and I don't know, if you ask me, something that goes too fast or very fast, is this the one? Yeah, so strongly recommend to have this in your collection for some, you know, action shots, definitely. Okay. Now, next what we have here, we have something special, and Nazgul Evoque 5-inch from iFlight. It's equipped with the digital camera, and we're going to talk about the camera now. It's with the protected all electronics, with GPS installed, and this is the one that I do recommend to fly nighttime. You probably say, Valentin, you need to have a projector for this. No, not at all. No flashlights, no LEDs, not required. This is the beautiful drone, especially if you have to do some shooting at nighttime or at dusk, when other cameras like here will not be able to produce a good quality image for you, not to smash or crash into anything. So this one will give you still clear picture, and I do recommend to have them in your collection for some specific project, especially if they have to be done at nighttime. Okay. Same F7 stacks with the 55p, Xing 2 motors. Okay, it's equipped with DJI camera Vista with great low light performance. Yeah. So if you require something like this to fly at nighttime, I definitely suggest to have one of those. And if you're gonna put, this is propellers from GenFan. It's with the battery. It looks so awesome. It's not just the illumination on the drone itself. It's basically with propellers as well. So when you see it in you know, passing by at nighttime, beautiful. It's simply beautiful. And probably people will say, how the pilot can see anything? And because of this camera, yeah, with the low light capability. Suggesting, yes, and this is the 6S. Again, there is a 4S version, 6S version. So it's up to you how you want to do it and which one you want to select. Now, going further, I do use chargers, as I mentioned before. There's the hotter charger, you know, crazy with the plug-in into wall socket and provide you with the safe charging elements. With going on a field, I use this Q6 Nano from iFlight. This is the field charger. It does not have a wall socket connection, so basically it's from the power bank from one side connecting to your Lipo batteries. This is very useful for when you're there on the set. Okay, now next, let's talk about the goggles. Now with goggles, it's up to you. You know, if you want to really update them, upgrade them once you purchased it. So basically it comes with their own original antennas. The signal is good, the range is good. It might not be that strong in penetration, but you don't have to change to different antennas, which is there on the market. You know, with the better polarity, you know, especially with, here, I'm using this one. So these are the directional antennas. You know, it's XAF 5.8 gigahertz, especially when you fly too far or, you know, somewhere in abundance where, you know, you have to have a strong penetration signal. So we use these antennas right then and right then at the moment, okay? So these antennas are there for me when I fly, and, you know, I just monitoring my position. The problem with these directional antennas If the drone goes, you know, just starting to go behind you, so the signal will be weak and weak and weak. So the thing is why? Because this antenna, it penetrates only, you know, the front. So the moment it goes, the moment the drone starts going aside, you start getting a signal weaker and weaker and weaker. So in this case, you have to make sure you maintain. So if the drone, if you fly in this direction and the drone goes to the side, you will try to rotate. Yeah. So just to make sure your signal goes directly into the drone, and then you don't have any troubles. So I use those. Otherwise, here under the sticker, there is a crystal clear directional antennas. It's like a plate coming from iFlight. You can have those. And this one is the circular polarized antennas. It's from Lumiere, 5.8 gigahertz, which is, you know, if direction will go straight signal. So those one are basically comes around you. So if one of these drones are behind, those antennas is going to help you with the signal. So it's all depends on the purpose of how you're going to fly, whether it's going to be a long range fly or it's going to be something around you, specifically to, I don't know, a bandos or some parks or some, yeah, whatever the area are you in. So, and for me, it's, you know, it's again based on the preferences and, you know, the things you are planning to use it for. But for me, this is the way I found the best match for my omnidirectional antennas when I fly very far, for better signal penetration, and or, you know, you have those Lumiere AX2 HD stubby 5.8 gigahertz antennas, which is you know, circular polarized antenna with the signal around you. And this one are the true RC singularity antennas, 5.8 gigahertz stubby receiver antenna. They usually come in packs, 4 of them, so on top and on the bottom of your goggles. So there are variety of antennas now these days on the market, so it's going to be up to you, your choice, your preferences, or maybe you heard someone, you know, good feedback, say something nicer about particular antennas. But for me, so far, this is what I believe, I don't know, practical, at least for my operations. After that, with the batteries, it's the same. This is come with the original battery from DJI, but you can get any other battery suitable to be connected here, and goes directly into the connection with the cabling. So you will have, where's the cable? There you go. You will have this cable that you connect the battery from the it's an XT60 connector, and it goes to your goggles. Yeah, so it's up to you. I mean, this is the reason why you can go with these batteries, like a 4S batteries. It's a bit stronger than DJI original battery coming with the goggles. So I suggest you have this as well. Okay, now going further, let's talk about another drone, and this time is going to be a nasty buster. Okay, this is the one, HD1 from Rotoride, a freestyle drone. Again, you can look at the videos below. We did some tests about it, and I think it's, as I mentioned, it's one of these drones that you can use and abuse in a nice way. The arms are so strong. If you're there for the freestyle, if you want to really learn the tricks, you know, with the throttle up, throttle down, rolls and twist, and, you know, rotation, and so go with this. This is the HD1 from Rotoride. Highly suggest, see if this is do require in your field. And again, you don't have to have this all unless you're not exposed to the fields where you have to have them. You know, it depends. Getting all this alone, it will, you know, empty your pocket immediately. So all what you can see here, it was, you know, purchased over a month and a month and a month. So it's not like in a one time go and purchase. It's gonna be a Christmas for 10 years, all in a row. But no, purchase something that you really need to use. You have requirements for this to use, then go for it. If you're only considering yourself on the freestyle, nothing really about the cinematography, nice, smooth, or far flying, just get the freestyle drone similar to this HD1 and see if this is gonna be okay for you. Just make sure when you purchase this, get the motors, additional arms if possible, just in case. It's equipped with the air unit, DJI air unit, so with the signal and penetration you don't have troubles at all. F7 stack, 4-in-1. It's a built and tuned. So with the Rotorite, they provide you with, DIY option or the one already pre-built. It's up to you how you want to start or what really your requirements are. Okay. So this has a hybrid train motors, very fast, and it does not overheat. We've tested several times. After long flight, it just coming back not that hot, which is I think it will last for a long time. It's about 420 grams without battery. It's probably if you're going to put the battery on top of it, yeah, you can feel the weight a bit. Yeah, maybe it will end up about 600 grams or plus. So make sure when you fly this sort of drone, it's away from people, 100%. No one should be injured. That is important. And as I mentioned, this is the hybrid train freestyle FPV motors. 2306, 2450 kV motors with great torque and a great response. So so far so good. Never fail me. Love it, and I do recommend if you have, if you have to have a freestyle, go with this one. And see if you're gonna wait for the days when there is offers with the Rotorite. So sometimes they give in 50%, sometimes they give in 25%, sometimes 20%. So if you have time to wait, then wait and get one of those. See if it's gonna work for you. Okay, next. What is my next drone? Here is my next drone. This is the Protect 25 from iFlight. I think probably one of my favorites, similar to Rotorite. So the good thing about this drone is it's a small, relatively 2.5 inch only. If you look at the iFlight Alpha A75 and Protect 25, you can see the difference. 2 inch, 2.5 inch. Yeah, so it's not that big, same time not that small, but the power is amazing. It's equipped with the HD system. Okay, it's comes with Caddx Polar Vista camera with 2.5 inch Cinewhoop, equipped with Sync 1404 motors, 55,000 kV. Very smooth and at the same time incredibly fast. So for me to feel the difference, you just amazing. You really need to adjust yourself when you go with the remote control to see that you don't go too fast or whether or not you will be able to brake. That is important. So with the 55,000 kV, incredibly fast machine. Reliable, strong enough for the purpose that you can use it or use it for, and I do recommend that. Okay, so it has a quality carbon body with the weight of 194 grams without battery again. So if you add 4S battery, it comes with a 850 battery. It's a 4S, milliamperes. So not that heavy, and it gives you around, I don't know, probably 3 to 4 minutes flight time. Sufficient, definitely sufficient, because you don't gonna do the freestyle with this drone. It's just, to capture beautiful footage, fly nice and smooth, and I do recommend that. And there's something else I want to show and share with you about this drone. Some people say, well, it's gonna be heavy for the GoPro to be mounted on. So you have an option. It's like myself, I'm using this GoPro, it's a Session 5. Nice, beautiful footage, 2K, beautiful resolution when you have to have the stability, or unless you can fly with the 4K and then, stabilize it in software. Or another way, or what you can do is, you can use Insta360 Go 2, the small, crazy, beautiful camera. It comes out, you will have the TPU link, you just place it inside and fix it here. Or there's another type of the framing is just like that. Okay, so what you can do, you get this mounting out, you put this mounting in, and you're good to go. So Very recommending GoPro camera. However, if you don't have it, go with the Insta360 Go 2. So the reason why with the GoPro is a bit heavy, it's definitely not GoPro 10, but with the GoPro 8, if you remove the door, if you get the battery out, it will be lighter for about, I don't know, over 50 grams. So in this case, if you do have adapter, which is you can buy separately, this is adapter from iFlight, specifically for the GoPro. So you just stick it into the power slot, and here on the drone in the camera positioning, here in the bracketing, so you use this cord to connect your S4 batteries, and this is the balancing connection. So in this case, you will be charging GoPro at the same time when you're flying. So that is the nice one. No troubles about the battery, although it still come back to you in, I think, in 3 minutes or less. So the options is there if you really want to use the GoPro, or otherwise, you know, there's a naked GoPro on the market without shell, so very sensitive if it's get smashed, damaged, or get into water. But it's basically those GoPro naked type is without protection at all. So there's just, you know, the motherboard with the camera with the simple, you know, customized casing. So if you want to use that, you can. So it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. There's no limit now. So the same with this camera. It can be used with your iFlight i75, which is this with the one. So you just keep the camera inside and you fly. Provide you with beautiful footage, and I'm gonna share with you down there in the description. Okay, what else then? I want to share with you further. For your cameras, you do need to have shades. You might say, what shades, man? Are you serious? But yes, well, these are the, I think especially when you do some kind of commercials, you do have to have a nice protection for your lenses. So one side it's of protection, on the other side it gives you a nice and beautiful footage. So basically those filters are essential when you fly in really sunny areas, sunny days. So I do have filters for my Insta360 Go 2, and this same I do have for my GoPro. These are the filters which I use for my GoPro 8, GoPro 9. So, and you know, I think it's essential to have if you're really into, you know, cinematography. You want to capture something beautiful and nice. So it's going to be like this. Yeah. So you have a shade for your GoPro, and let's go and do some crazy beautiful videos. You have to have it. Okay, now what else? Now when it comes to batteries, as I mentioned before, make sure you purchase them from authorized supplier, from authorized dealer with the good reviews from the world, you know. For me, I use iFlight batteries. It's a Lipo batteries, starting from S6, S4, S3, S2, and even S1. So with iFlight batteries, it never fails me. Again, they have not paid me for this. It's just over 3 years, my experience, I can share that this is one of the best batteries I've used. Although there are batteries on the market suggested and used by other FPV professionals. So it's up to you which one you want to go with, just to make sure it's you know, with authorized dealer and a trusted supplier, because the batteries means a lot to FPV, because it's there on the drone. Whether or not you can bring it back safely, it's up to you, but I do recommend to have good batteries for your purchases. Okay, you have a Lipo batteries and you do have a lithium batteries. So here is the difference. For my racing drones, for my freestyle drones, I use a Lipo, you know, S4, S6. So the Lipo batteries has much more higher discharge rate comparing to line batteries. So that's why they use them more on freestyle, on racing, because it gives you a torque. It's like a turbo in a car. you know, it gives you a crazy kick when you do need that. So comparing to Lion batteries, you know, it's slowly reducing the energy. So Lipo batteries, they use mostly for racing and, you know, freestyling. So when choosing Lipo, the first thing to look at the cell count, you know, capacity. It's a C rating. You will be able to see. So it's very important that you pay attention to this, okay? Common battery capacity for 5-inch drones are between 1,300 to 1,600 milliamperes for 4S, and for 6S between 1,000 to 1,300 milliamperes. Yeah. So C rating is an indicator for the maximum discharge current. Okay, so you can get out of the battery safely without damaging it. So Lipo batteries has much higher discharge rate. Okay, comparing to you know, Lion batteries. Now with the lithium batteries, a difference between Lipo and Leo is basically energy density, discharge rate, and you know, lowest safe voltage. Okay, if you're into racing, if you're into freestyle, go with the Lipo. If you're into long range operation, go with Lion. Okay, to me, I use this. Newbie drone has, I think, everything what you have to have inside to be able to get your drone back in the air when you're there on the field. It comes with a lot of screws, a lot of tools that you do have to have them when you're out there, when you're not at home with all your tool sets. When you're there, so you can fix, you can untie it, you can tie it up and send the drone back. I as well have purchased this soldering tool. It's a TS100. What it does, it goes with the cabling. You can use one of your Lipo batteries, and here you go. You have a solder tool. So this is really convenient when you don't depend on the wall socket, or, you know. So this is really nice. Once you get this sort of a toolbox, make sure you get the soldering tool as well. It's very important to have its own bag when you're there on the mission. I had it several times when I crashed the drone accidentally, maybe, you know, maybe the tree, maybe the wall, maybe the building, who knows, it could be anything. So when I had these issues, I basically, you know, get it fixed on the field, because I have to go home, you know, 200 kilometers away from that project. So if you have something like this ready, I'm sure you're in a good hands. So have them. So now when it comes to the tools, I have purchased separately. This is the motor grip. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with this. It's when you need to untie your propeller sometimes to avoid any breakage. So this goes right like this. I'm holding the motor, and then you basically, it's going to be easy for you to untie. But again, someone says, well, I don't require, have a smaller tool. Maybe this tool is big. Or they might say, I'm using my finger, and then I'm using this tool to untie it. It's up to you. It's see how and what is more, you know, useful for you, how flexible it is for you. But as long as you have all this at home, but I would suggest to have them along with your bag when you're there on a project. So sometimes the small thing that can be forgotten at home, it could be essential for you when you're there on the field. So have them. Another thing what I would suggest to have is the multimeter. I use this multimeter frequently, and at the time when I assemble my new drones, when I have to test the polarity, when I have to test ESC, you know, when I have to take the flight controller. So very essential. See if you can get one of these. It doesn't have to be very fancy, but it's important to have. So you can actually, again, on the field, you can detect what is wrong, what is the current, what is happening, you know. So not being wandering unless you need to bring the drone back home, you know, connect to the system, get all your tools. This is always there with me in the bag, and you know, it's very useful. What I have as well is the smoke stopper. So it's the same thing with the multimeter tool. when you put your new, ASC or a flight controller board before you connecting it directly to the battery. So it comes one side come here and another side comes there. So if there is any short circuit, any issues, so will fail. It has a diffuser. But if you don't have this tool, I purchased it from Rotoride on their website. You can use this. So before connecting battery to your AC, so to any stack that you have on the drone, so you can connect the polarity, you can check the motors. So make sure during the soldering process you did not connect anything else to it, very essential. I do have as well from Rotoride, it's called, what is it called? So what it does is basically it's a drain new battery. So because with Lipo batteries, you have to be really careful. If you charge them today, make sure within 24 hours you use them. Don't keep it for a long time. Highly advisable to charge them on the same day when you're going to use them. However, if by any chance you have left with the battery that's been charged over 24 hours, so see if you can use it or discharge it somehow. If not, this one, it's called a liposuction, I'm thinking. Yeah, liposuction. And it's drain your battery slowly. So that is the good thing. To avoid any fire in your house, make sure none of the Lipo batteries remain to be charged if it's going to be in your backpack for a long time. Before going to backpack, about the charging, I do have as well this particular set. It's called Balance Charging Plate. I purchased it from Rotoride. So when I'm on the field and I need to charge all my batteries, so basically all these batteries can be connected into one charging plate, and you can charge it nicely at the same time all. So because of the charger, I have only 2 outlets, 1 and 1. So it's probably between 20 to 30 minutes, depends how big is the battery. So you need to wait. With the plate charger, it will be faster, so you can charge it substantially fast, all your batteries. So see if it's gonna work. And I think it's essential to have it. I think it's important for you to invest, but again, maybe later. Before I purchased a proper FPV bag, I had, for several years, I used my DSLR bag. Sometimes, I have, I purchased it from Bangkok website, similar to if you cannot afford the FPV bag, which is not cheap. So you can buy one of these plates. I can put the link below and you can use your DSLR bag. So it's the same thing. It's going to be here. It is a Velcro. You put it up and, it's there. It's up to you. If maybe later on, but for 2 years I've been using this sort of assembly, this sort of way to attach it. It was working for me. It's not the best, it's not the appropriate if sometimes you're coming to the location where you have a lot of pilots with the FPV guys, with the proper FPV bag. So you're thinking, oh my God, I feel embarrassed. It's up to you, don't worry. You are there for the job, not the way to show what you have, what you don't have. Make sure you've done your job safely, appropriately, and as the client wants. Phantom 4 Pro backpack for my drone from DJI, but again, it shouldn't be for FPV. This is purely for the drone type, and this is actually my favorite drone, really, after having all these big drones. So, I mean, we're going away from the subject, but there you go. So, Phantom 4 Pro is one of the great drone I would suggest to be used for your project. You don't have to have those big, smashy, bulky drones. Even with this camera, 1 inch, you can pull out a beautiful footage. Probably if you follow me on my YouTube channel, you can see there's a lot of drone videos, and most of them it captured with this drone. Can you imagine? Yes. It's recorded in H.265 with 100 beat. I never had any troubles, with the proper arrangement, with the proper exposure, you can get a beautiful shot. So, suggest it. Anyway, Okay, so the point is having this back with me. Here we go. Come on, close. Right. I even use some kind of Velcro, which is sticky tape, you know. Put some Velcro on here, then stick it, and I was going to the side like this. Again, looks not bad, looks fancy, but whether it's appropriate? No. Whether it's safe? No. Does it look like a FPV bag? Well, not really. So it depends, okay? So what I did, eventually, and now I got my FPV bag from iFlight. A beautiful bag. I did some tutorial as well, just look for it. Not really in depth, but it's enough to give you an idea how beautiful this bag is and what it can do and the way it illuminates at night time. So see if this is again going to be appropriate for you. Here you're gonna, you can have your several drones to be connected from outside. It's like this. This goes one here. Come on. Right, and probably this goes, another one comes here. So it's up to you how you want to do it, how you want to fly it, whether it's going to be a Cinewhoop, whether it's going to be a racing drone. You can fix the both drones and it's going to look very nice. Professional, stylish. Look, the funny thing is, it's even till date, you know. People judge you the way you look. Every time when you come in for interview, every time when you meet new people, you know, they scan the way you look before actually they get into your head. So I think it's the same as of today. So having your skills similar to professional, it's good. But you know, sometimes you come into the set and you know they scan what bag you have, what kind of equipment you have, what kind of product you use, the brand of the product. Oh, give me a break. I'm here for the job. It doesn't matter. Even if I'm going to use some kind of Chinese drone, nobody knows the company about. I mean, where it came from. But as long as it does the job, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So to me, it was never been like I have to have the best of the best. It's, as you can see now, only 3 years after of my, you know, FPV field and profession and my career. Only now I just purchased the bag. So don't hurry. Yeah, it's not required. If you have time, you wait. If you don't, you buy. It's up to you. Okay, now this bag is equipped with a nice computer compartment. This is my HP 52 laptop, 17-inch, a monster. It does crazy, beautiful graphics, and it can go into, here we go, the backpack. Yeah. So here you go. This is another way of having your production with you there on the field. So this is what I want to show, that you can have your 17-inch laptop if it's a 17-inch or below. It can go easily into this iFlight backpack for FPV. To conclude this tutorial, actually it's not really a tutorial, it's probably, I would say, a knowledge sharing, equipment sharing, right? So to conclude this, I just want to say FPV is not a joke. Try to, you know, pay attention, make sure you know you have enough skills, you have enough hours spent on the simulator to make sure you know exactly how to control the drone. So the difference is because these drones and Phantom 4 drones, that drone is very smart. You leave it with your joysticks, it's gonna hover, it waits for you. And if you're not gonna do anything, it comes back to you. Now with these ones, very subjective. Even if you do have a GPS pre-installed, it's not always get back to you. So I would suggest you need to be really careful with the FPV. Unless you got a DJI FPV drone. I'm gonna link the description as well below. Supposed to be definitely safer than any of this. But again, it has limitations. So this is the raw product. This is what no one can do. My point is, FPV is a serious profession, is the serious hobby to some. So try to be careful. Yeah, some of the propellers, they really can cut you badly, and especially, you know, people sometimes want to show off. I've seen several, and it was not appropriate what they do. So all these flying machines, it's not a joke. You have to really approach it with the knowledge, approach it with the skills before you take in one of these drones. Just imagine if this is the, with the battery it will be over 500 gram, and with the speed up to 80 kilometers, for 500 gram, 80 kilometers, it can do crazy damage. Well, and at the end, you're probably may ask, Valentin, do I have to have all this? I would say no, you don't. The reason why, because, you know, I have to have them, it's for my job, for the projects, for the phone calls that I'm getting, you know, to do different type of shoots. This is the reason why I have to have them. For you, particularly, have what is really essential, what is very, you know, important. Not each and every drone or each and every equipment, accessories, no, not at all. So that's why I have to share with you today why I have to have all this. Although this is purely optional, there's no commitment, you don't have to have exactly the same equipment, it's up to you. This is when we talk about passion, yeah? So for me it's very essential to capture as much as I can, to leave a good footprint of my work, of my identity. By looking at all this, you just need to realize this is a lot of power. And as we know, you know, with the power comes responsibility. So this is exactly what it is. This is not a toys. It can do really big damage. So if you commit yourself to go with the FPV, make sure, you know, you go through each and every safety aspect of this hobby. I like to capture things. I like to, you know, preserve, because tomorrow is going to be the history, right? So whatever we capture today, for tomorrow, it's a history. You know, there's a big chain out of this. So you not just shoot, you edit, you produce, you use the music, which is the most important thing. So music is very essential. So when it comes to me, for my shoot, I prefer to shoot, I prefer to do my own production, I prefer to have my own color management, you know, my LUTs during the video production. So, and my music, my preference in the music, it's all me. So I'd like to take the job, the project from the beginning, what I there on the side. I shoot, I cut, I produce, I design, and I share. Anyway, so after all, stay safe. I hope you like this episode, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Why?
No, because you have not finished, right? Go.
So, I wish you have a good day, a good drone, a good fly, and a good
What?
and a good how you call it health.
Okay, health. That's a good one. Okay, Ilya, what would you like to wish all pilots out there?
Good luck, success, and a bright future.
Good luck, success, and bright future. Very diplomatic. All right, and I wish guys fly safe, be responsible. Remember, this is a lot of power, and power comes with responsibility. Stay safe and all the best. Say hi, bye-bye.
Bye.